Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. And today we're doing a reading wrap up of my recent reads. So all the books that I read in July, August and September, because I didn't wrap them up at all. So let's get into it. There's a lot of books, so I'm gonna rapid fire through these, pretty much just give you like a really super brief synopsis and a star rating. So yeah, let's go. I started July with Seductive Hearts by Missy Walker. I gave this a 4 stars. This is a fake dating, brother's best friend, workplace romance. I really enjoyed it. Billionaires as well, so great start to the month. I then read Fight For Me by Corinne Mike, and this got a 4 star as well. This is a small town accidental pregnancy, second chance accidental pregnancy. Easily like one of my top faves of this series. So delicious. I then read Winter Garden by Kristen Hanna. This is my first Kristen Hanna book and I gave it a 4.5 stars. It was like slow to start and I was really like not sure where this was gonna go. Didn't think I was gonna really enjoy it, but I ended up loving it. Then The One For Me by Corinne Michaels. It's got a 3.5 stars. Another small town romance, a sports romance, baseball, friends to lovers. I enjoyed it, but just not my favorite in the series. The other ones I preferred more. I then read The Blue Bistro by Ellen Hildebrand and I loved it. This is my first one of her books. It's like a Nantucket, set in like Nantucket at this restaurant, and I gave it a 4 stars. I was pleasantly surprised. Definitely like not my favorite book ever, but I did really enjoy it. I then reread A Gathering of Shadows by V. Schwab. I gave it a 4 stars. Not my favorite, definitely like a filler book in the series. But very excited to see where it concludes in Conjuring of Light. Newspaper Nanny by Maren Moore. This got a 3 stars. I really enjoyed it. It's a single dad, obviously nanny trope, and I thought it was great, fun time. Nothing really major to report, but I did really enjoy it. Dr. Grant by Catherine Amora. Gave it 2 stars. Not really for me. This is obviously like a bit of romance. He's like a doctor and her family's like research thing. I don't know. It was basically just spice, but I did have a good time. Then we have Seeking Vengeance by Eden Summers, 4 stars. This is like a revenge, obviously enemies to lovers mafia romance. I did really enjoy that, gave it a 4 stars. And then the second book, which is Ruthless Redemption, also got a 4 stars. I did really enjoy this duet, so great. I then finished up with Stay For Me by Corinne Michaels, and this is a single mom romance and I loved it. Obviously, 4 stars. It's Corinne Michaels. She always nails books for me. Then we have The Best Fake Fiancé by Roxy Noir. This is a friends to lovers fake fiance, single dad. He's trying to maintain custody of his daughter, and obviously so he he's pretends to be engaged with his best friend to keep custody of his daughter, and I thought it was great. I loved it. I think I gave it a 4.5 stars. Definitely like Hall of Fame single dad romance for me. And then I followed that up with Break the Rules by Roxy Noir, and this is like a brother's best friend, opposites attract kind of romance. 3.5 stars. Not my favorite. Definitely felt like a bit of like a book that I've read before, but I still really enjoyed it. I love the small town. I love the characters. This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. I love everything that woman writes, so obviously it's got a 5 stars. This is a true single parent romance. She like her husband gets sent to prison, so now she's like trying to reinvent herself. So she like is now a new influencer and she's trying to find herself again, and she falls in love with the man that sent her husband to prison. So it was great. I loved it. Great journey of growth and healing by both characters. So it was so good. Great, healthy adult relationships. Smoking Gun by Lainey Lawson, 3 stars. This is a debut novel, so I'm not going to give it too much critique, but this is a brother's best friend cowboy romance. I did enjoy it. I just didn't love it. I've read better. That's the only thing. I did read the Tate James Valanchek Legacy series. I was really underimpressed. I believe Highest got a 2 stars, the next one, Forgery, got a 1.5, and then Restoration got a 3. I then binged 2 series. One of them is a Morgan Elizabeth series, which is the Springbrook Hills series. So the first one is The Distraction. This is she's a nanny for his sister, like, and they just don't get along. I don't know, I thought it was a bit average, 2 stars. I was like, not for me. Cringy, silly, immature. After that came The Protector. This is a brother's best friend. He's like looking after her because there's like all these things happening. 2.5 stars. Definitely not Morgan Elizabeth's best, but The Substitution definitely was an improvement. This is a workplace romance. It's got a 3.5 star. I did enjoy this more than the first 2. This is probably like my favorite in the first 4 of this series. For The Connection, I read in September when I got back from Europe, but that was a 2.5 star, and it was okay. It's a single mum. He's the camp counselor. He's got baggage, doesn't want to be with her, doesn't want kids, blah blah blah. Suki suki la la. Not my favorite. Could have been better. The second series that I binged was the Campus Wallflower series by Rebecca Genshak. So Tutoring the Play was a fake dating tutoring romance. Obviously a winner for me always. This got 3.5 stars, just not my favorite of that kind of style, but I still did really enjoy it. Hating the Player, there's like a second chance, they can't stand each other, then they're forced to like go on a group camping trip. 3.5 stars. Definitely like I'm really enjoying these books, but I'm trying to like spread out my ratings a bit better, and I've like redefined my rating scale a few times, and 3.5 stars is still something I've really enjoyed. It's just not a reread, but it's still like I would highly recommend to a lot of people. That's kind of how I'm taking my 3.5 stars. Scoring the Player, this is a NFL, he plays football, she does golf. This got 4 stars. This is one of my favorite. Followed up with Tempting the Player, which is a bodyguard. She's a celebrity at college. Fourth Proximity, that also got a 4 stars. Those two are my favorite in the series for sure. And then I read Roll Long Way Down by Krista and Becca Ricci. This is the last one of the books before like the epilogue novel that I need to read. And this one, I was pleasantly surprised. I gave it a 4 stars. Definitely liked it a lot more than Hot Ass Flower. I really enjoyed the romance, and yeah, 4 stars. I then read Restore Me by JL Seekers. Now I was so excited to get to this after reading again. This one felt a little bit flat for me. It was a 3 star. I did enjoy it. I did like how the story ended, and you know, the story elements and the plot and all that, but it just felt a little bit too long, which is why I got 3 stars. But overall, I was very much invested in the relationship of these characters. Bishop by Eden Summers, I gave 4 stars. This is like my equal favorite with Remy as well. Remy also got a 4 stars. These two are like my top tier ones. They are so good. This is like my favorite. This is like top tier Eden Summers. So if you want to like start from Bishop and Remy, you definitely can. Crossroads by Daphne Perry obviously got a 5 star from me. This is a second chance romance. She's come back to this farm to like renovate it and redo it. He doesn't really know that, and there's beef, and then they work it out. I loved it. 5 stars, obviously. I then read the Revive Me, like, I guess trilogy, like they're told in 3 parts. These got a 4, a 4.5, and a 4 as well. I really enjoyed it. Very much a long romance, but this one felt a little bit more necessary than the previous book in this like series by JL Seekers. I don't know. I liked this a lot more. Like it had 3 different elements. So like a fake dating part, there was like a reconciliation part. Like it was done really well, and I would really recommend. But then we have Business Casual by BK Boris, and now this is not my favorite. Probably like one of the bottom ones for me in this series, but I got a 3.5 stars. Opposites Attract. I don't really remember a lot about it. That shows you a lot about this book, but yeah, 3.5 stars. Truth and Temptation by Julia Jarrett. This will be my lowest rated Julia Jarrett, and it got a 3 stars, but I still love this Dogwood. I love the Dogwood Cove series. I still really recommend it. Other people may enjoy it more. It's a bit of an Opposite Attract. Opposite Attract isn't always my favorite style of book, but yeah, 3 stars. Well, 3.5, 3 stars. And we have another Missy Walker book, which is Sweet Surrender. This is a like enemies to lovers workplace romance, 4 stars. I did really enjoy it. Obviously billionaire again, but yeah, so good. And then listen to Save Me by Tiffany Patterson. This is my first Tiffany Patterson, and I'm definitely like intrigued to read the rest of this series. This is a billionaire romance. She saved him when they were kids from like being attacked. He's been stalking her for years, and now they're reunited, and it was, yeah, really interesting, and I really enjoyed it. Definitely want to read more because I really enjoyed the side characters, so intrigued to see the rest of their romances. Then Now by Julia Jarrett as well. I really enjoyed this one. This one got 3.5 stars. I thought it was Chef's Kiss. So cute. Single dad, second chance. It was great. It is a 4 star on reflection. So Forbidden King by Laura Pavlov. Obviously Laura Pavlov always gets high ratings from me because I just love her books. They're great. Perfect, like small town romances. They're so good. This one got a 4.5 stars. This is a brother's best friend, like, but they're like childhood best friends as well. He has a secret tattoo for her. Chef's Kiss. I read this in 1 sitting. It was fantastic. Northern Twilight by Samantha Young. 2 stars. Second chance. The Accident of Pregnancy. I don't know, it wasn't my favorite, but I am intrigued enough to continue the series and read like the previous books in this series, so maybe I did kind of enjoy it. But yeah, 2 stars. Just wasn't my favorite. I'm a bit fussy, so, but other people may enjoy it more than I did. The Island by Ellen Hildebrand, unfortunately, was a little bit of a letdown for me. This is a 2.5 star. Not my favorite. I was a little bit confused. There was a lot happening. I was like, what is the point of this book? I just didn't really grasp what was trying to be achieved by this book. Simple Desires by Missy Walker. This is a stepbrother billionaire romance. Like, that's a hate to love. They can't stand, like, she can't stand him. He's here for like plot reasons, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. 4 stars. I then read 2 novellas by Corinne Michaels. They both got 3.5 stars, I'm pretty sure. Destined for Me, hate like their enemies. combines like the first, like it combines the Hannington Brothers and the Arrowwood Brothers series, was very cute. And then Say You Went Like I also got 3.5 stars. This is a bodyguard romance. I read 2 more Roxy Noir books. I read them pretty close, like back to back. So the 1 Month Boyfriend got a 4 stars. This is obviously fake dating, and I loved this. I loved like the story. I really enjoyed their romance, so I would highly recommend. The 2 Week Roommate though got a 3.5 stars. Just didn't enjoy it as much. Felt a little bit too long at times, but this is like forced proximity, second chance. They were friends in high school and then like they're stuck to get snowed in the cabin for 2 weeks. So I enjoyed it. It just felt a little bit, yeah, a little bit too long. I don't know, something was a little bit lackluster for me, but I still would really recommend. I then read Close Quarters by Candy Sana. Really enjoyed this. This is a age gap billionaire romance. Ex-boyfriend's boss. Very hot, very spicy. Like just the perfect like billionaire below deck dream girl fantasies. 3.5 stars. Beating Heart by Lauren Pavlov also got a 4.5 stars. What can I say? She's just a queen for a reason. Single dad. She's his son's pediatrician. She's run away from her ex-fiance, come to this small town to reinvent herself and find herself again, and it's like their journey of like him being this like grump and not wanting to fall in love, and I loved it. One of my favorites, but I think I preferred Forbidden King just a little bit more. Now we're on to A Morgan and Elizabeth Wynne, and that was the playlist. Now obviously it's very heavy on the Taylor Swift references. It did get a 4 stars. I still think it was a great book. Best friend's brother, road trip romance, and it just did something. It was just, you can see that like she's found her writing style with this book, so I did really enjoy that and I would recommend it to a lot of people. I then like went on a bit of a binge of 2 authors of series, and I'm gonna start with Kristen Proby first. Wild for You was a single dad brownie romance, and these books have like a little bit of suspense, so this one got a 4 stars. Set me off, like I binged. I was enthralled. Age gap. Chasing Wild was like he falls first, like he was obsessed with her. 3.5 stars. No. Wildest Games. This one's my favorite. This one is my favorite, I think. 4.5 stars. He's a billionaire, and she's like reinventing herself, like left her annoying family. So yeah, this is a billionaire. He falls first. Brother's best friend. He's also got custody of this child. Loved it. It was so beautiful. Like it's just the healing of all 3 characters involved. Easily my favorite in the series, I think. And then On the Wild Side, this also got a 4.5 stars, but I think it's my second favorite. She's a single mom on the run, like trying to protect her child after her baby daddy dies. And there's like a whole mysterious element about why she's on the run. He's like in love with her. He's a bull rider. It was so good. Hooked like from start to finish with this book. It was so good. Loved this series. I'm very excited to see book 5 where that goes, because that one's probably going to be a really top contender for like top 5 in this series. But I then started Jay Salmon's what's it called, like the Boston's Irresistible Billionaires, something like that. They're all doctors, so Undeniably Convenient was my favorite, I think. It's got a 4 stars. This is a baby of convenience. So they had like a hookup many years ago. She is a resident and he's like her attending in the trauma unit. I'm pretty sure it was trauma. Anyway, he wants to have a baby before his mum dies, and she wants to have a baby as soon as possible because she's got endometriosis, I believe, or something along those lines. And yeah, wants to have a baby. So they have a baby together and pretend to like, and they just said they're going to keep it platonic. Obviously that changes. All the side characters were amazing. Beautiful, like so many like found family moments. I loved this one. Undeniably Forbidden. This is single dad, brother's best friend. 3.5 stars though. Not my favorite. Just would not reread it, but would recommend. It was hot. It was really fucking hot. They hook up at the start because they're playing pool together. He doesn't recognize her because she's like all grown up. Says a different name to what he knows her as, and it was so good. And then Undeniably Infatuated was ex-boyfriend's brother. Forced proximity, she's got like this crazy stalker, so he's like looking after her. They've been a week together on a yacht like years ago, and he's never been able to move on from her. That also got a 3.5 stars, just yet not a standout for me. And then I finished off the month with Fake the Game by Julia Jarrett. 4.5 stars. Fake dating, like opposites, like he's a bad boy, she's a good girl. And I don't know, it was just great. Julia Jarrett writes the best MMCs. They're just perfect in my eyes. So yeah, that was the obscene number of books that I read. I feel like I repeated myself a lot because there was a lot of books, and like a lot of them like I've like left my brain already because it was so long ago that I read them. But yeah, that is my recent reads. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my October wrap up.